Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's Natalie. I am playing with the Easter Village paper collection. I love the colors of this, just those muted browns and orange as we are now officially heading into autumn here in Australia. Congrats, people that live on the other side of our world. You are heading into spring. So I hope it's a nice season. This also has the embossed die cuts like so many of the paper collections that Paper Rose has, and I just love these beautiful browns and oranges. I have a card panel here that is 14.5 centimeters by 17.5. Along that 17.5 edge we have scored it at 4 centimeters, 8 centimeters, 12 centimeters and 16 centimeters, and all of those are going to be folded as a mountain, which basically means they're all going, when you fold them, you're folding it away from yourself, and it's going to form like a little cube prism type V thing. I almost also mitering the corner. I like to do this. I think it gives the edge of it a nice little finish. I'm going to put glue around on this tab. You do you, but this is what I do, and that's why I'm explaining myself, because I think it's rather nice. Glue those two down and you will have yourself a little tower, a little prism type of thing. Doesn't have the end in the back, but it's a cube. I don't know, call it what you wish. The area that you glue down, that is going to be on the back in the middle. Now I have 4 white pieces here. They are measured 10.5 centimeters by 3.5. The wood panel is 10 centimeters by 3 centimeters, and that gingham, that pretty little gingham, is 9.5 centimeters by 2.5. Off camera I have adhered all these down so you can just see this last little piece that I'm going to stick together. I thought that was easiest. This fun fold, like so many, when you break it down, is actually pretty easy and simple, and just packs punch. I'm going to sort of call this, it's a zigzag tower, because it reminds me of like a crossroad where one direction is going that way, the other one's going that way, you know. Anywho, I am lining this all up. I got a bit carried away with myself and glued some of these panels before I turned the camera on, but I'm using my grid mat here to line all my pieces up. So I'm trying to make sure that my base is up straight, and then I'm going to adhere using the other grids on my mat to make sure they're straight. Important thing to note, this top, we're going to call it panel, this top panel is only glued on the left hand side, and it's not going over that score line. The second one is glued on the right hand side, third one is on the left hand side, fourth one is on the right side. If you adhere glue over the center of your fold line, it's not going to look like this, okay? And you might cry, just saying. When you have any element, you do not want anything that is too small. Point in note, that is too small, and my window is too big. I have a little bit of foam on the top of his ears and the very bottom. You want something that is tall, because you want to adhere it to the second and the fourth panels on this card. They're the ones that are going to come forward. If you glue it on the first or the third, it's not going to move the way you want it to. It's not going to work, basically. And you do not want anything that is too wide that goes over and hinders that left, this is what I'm saying here, that left third panel sort of thing onto the right hand side, because it's going to damage your embossing die cut, or it will also maybe not work. It won't work very well. So you want something tall and relatively narrow. I am using the wishing and sending stamp set by Paper Rose, of course. We're going to do a sending at the very top here. Off camera, I have stamped this "You a day filled with love, joy, laughter and joy." It's weird saying that without actually putting the sending in. And I have cut it out with a knife and a ruler or I'm about to, because I wanted something. It was, my ruler was there. I am fishtailing the end of this banner. Now you don't have to, because he's actually going to hide behind our bunny, but I liked the idea that having it all nice and finished, I just need to smooth out the edges here because I did cut it with a knife rather than a die. I liked it when the card was standing upright, that left hand side was nicely finished rather than a straight image. So he's going to be tucked in behind the bunny with a little bit of glue. And then we are left to do a little bit of stamping on our cardstock. Now you could do this beforehand. Obviously, I don't always think about these things, just saying. So you do have to be a little bit careful. Straight down, make sure the card's not moved. You do have to be careful with it because the paper is slightly semi-gloss. I have trimmed up another little, I can't say that word, ephemera. I think I said it. This little die cut, because he's pretty and I want him top and bottom, and there was no other real little flowery pieces that would by themselves. So this is a zigzag tower card. I will leave the information down below, including where I originally saw the card, and including over on the blog, I should say, include all my information that I have altered it and changed it around. I'm going to trim off this bottom because obviously we want him to stand up nice and flat. Now you can cut out very similar pieces to what we've already got on the front, the panels, and adhere them on the back here. So you could do a matte and then a little white piece where you could do some writing. Being on white card, which I like, I didn't worry about that. That is it. Take care. Have a great day. See you next time. Bye.